Some mysteries are forgotten with time. Some mysteries become legends. But there are a few stories that refuse to disappear. High in the frozen mountains of the Soviet Union, a group of young hikers began a journey that should have been a simple adventure. They were experienced, they were prepared, they knew the dangers of winter. But on a remote mountain slope, something happened. 9 people would lose their lives, a tent would be found abandoned, and decades later, nobody would have a complete answer. This is the story of the Dyatlov Pass incident. In January 1959, 10 students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute prepared for an ambitious expedition. They were not beginners. They were trained hikers who had survived difficult mountain conditions before. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, a quiet but respected engineering student known for his leadership skills. The group included experienced hikers, athletes, and students with strong survival knowledge. They were young. They had dreams. They had families waiting for them to return. Among them was Yuri Yudin. He would become the only person connected to the expedition who survived. The goal was to cross the northern Ural Mountains. The journey would take several weeks. They carried cameras to document their adventure. And those photographs would later become some of the most famous evidence in the case. The images showed a normal expedition. The hikers smiled. They laughed. They appeared confident. Nobody looking at these photographs could imagine what would happen next. For the first part of the journey, everything went according to plan. The group sent messages back to their families. They recorded their progress. They moved deeper into the mountains. But then, something changed. The group became delayed. Bad weather and difficult terrain slowed their progress. On February 1st, they made a decision. Instead of taking a safer route through the forest, they chose to camp higher on the mountain slope. That mountain was known as Kholat Syakhl, the mountain of the dead. That night, the temperature dropped dramatically. Strong winds surrounded the mountain. The hikers entered their tent and prepared to sleep. Their final photographs show nothing unusual. No signs of panic. No warning. No indication of what was about to happen. Then, sometime during the night, something forced them to leave. The tent was discovered months later, but what rescuers found inside created one of the greatest mysteries in history. The tent was still standing. Inside were their belongings: food, clothing, equipment, everything needed to survive. The hikers had escaped into freezing temperatures without proper protection. Why? What could make experienced hikers leave their shelter in the middle of a deadly winter night? Search teams began looking for the missing hikers. Days passed, then weeks. The first bodies were discovered near a tree approximately 1.5 kilometers from the tent. 2 hikers were found there. Nearby, investigators discovered another 3 bodies. The remaining 4 hikers were found months later after the snow melted. Their injuries created even more questions. Some had broken bones and serious internal damage. But investigators found no clear evidence of a fight. For decades, many people believed an avalanche caused the tragedy. A sudden snow collapse could have damaged the tent and forced the hikers to escape. They may have planned to return once the danger passed, but the cold was too powerful. Another explanation involves powerful mountain winds. These winds can create extreme pressure, terrifying sounds, and dangerous conditions. Some researchers believe panic and confusion may have caused the group to leave their shelter. But another theory has fascinated people for decades. Some believe the hikers discovered something connected to secret military activity. reports of unusual lights in the sky and military testing in the region created suspicion. However, no evidence has ever proven this theory. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass incident continues to fascinate investigators, scientists, and storytellers. Modern investigations have suggested natural explanations, but many questions remain. Why did they leave the tent so suddenly? Why were they unable to return? What happened during those final moments in the darkness? 9 people entered the mountains searching for adventure. They never returned home. Their photographs remain. Their belongings remain. Their story remains. But the final moments of their lives are still buried beneath the snow. The mountain keeps its secret.